Hello, this is Victor, StoryMercedes.com. This video is for Aislad in Maryland. Alright, Aislad, so just want to show you a few things when the engine valve covers are removed. So we're changing the valve cover gaskets and sealing front upper timing chain covers. Alright, so what I want to do, I want to show the timing chain stretch real quick, where the timing chain is. So we're gonna set this up at 45, about, give or take. So this is, well, about 45 actually. It's 44 or so. Now I'm gonna take just a little smaller drill bit. I like using drill bits because they're very smooth, but you can use like bolts and stuff, whatever. This is the very coarse, very coarse kind of, like, you see this one, it's not most ideal, but it gives us a sort of an idea where the timing is. Doesn't fit here, these don't line up. This one is away, also you can see this is away, and this one is also away, so we're off the timing a bit. I've seen worse, but I just wanted to show you where we are. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the crank a little bit more. Oop. Okay, I think I did too much. Yeah, I did a little bit too much, because now we're like at 38 or something. Well, anyway, so those moved, those cams, but see, these lined up, and this one still not lining up, but it's extremely close. It's extremely close on this one. You see the opening there, and the drill bit is, yeah, I got it in. Okay, so more or less it's there. So like I said, this is a very coarse checkup. It's not scientific by any means, but this one lines up. So what would tell us, what would it tell us? So now we're looking at 45, say about 30, the 38 about, right? So say 30, so this is 30, 35, 40, so we're like 38 minus, oh man, my cats are running around. So 45 and 38, so that makes about 7, right? So 8 degrees. So that's so this is 5, 7, like 7 degrees off, which is not extremely horrible. I've seen way worse. 12 I've seen. So yeah, because this is not as, like, extremely terrible. So that's my point. Just want to show you this. I wouldn't really do the chain unless I'm doing these, the tubes, or we're doing the water pump, or we're doing timing chain guides. So that's why I don't really want to do this job now, because again, this is approximately 7 degree stretch, which is not the deal breaker to, in my opinion. Okay, some people will disagree, but to me this is not the end of the world, because the engine runs really nice, and I believe somewhere I read that 6 degrees is sort of permissible stretch. 6 degrees, we're like at 7, so which is not really that far. If we would have been like 10 or 12, yes, that would have been a kind of a problem. And again, this side is more or less a couple of degrees only, because, well, let's take a look. The alignment of these camshafts, and again, I'm using the drill bit, so it's not, you see these cams moved more, they've moved forward. So if I would to have it at around maybe 40, 42, 40, probably 40, so we're like 5 degrees on driver's side cams approximately, and like 7 degrees on passenger side cams, which is not really that bad. So for that reason, I would leave it alone for now, because I have your car for so long, might as well for you to enjoy it, and maybe in a year or 2 or 3, then we deal with the timing chain, timing guides, and all that good stuff. Now, so what have we here next? I'm doing the valve covers, the gaskets, and this side is pretty much all prepped and ready to go, because I usually do one at a time. I just removed that cover just to show the timing marks. Let me remove this before I forget. I wanted to show the timing marks. Alright, whatever, later. And surfaces. Again, once we have these below, then we're gonna maybe we'll do the chain, okay? Because then I can remove all the camshafts, gears, and guides, and this and that, or water pump if we do, because you need to remove all of this stuff to get to some, well, whatever. Long story short, I'll tell you on the phone. Right, so these surfaces are prepped. This cover is ready to go on to reseal the upper chain covers here, and this one isn't, so obviously this is to be done. I mean, we clearly have oil leak right here. As you can see, water pump had to be moved a little bit so I get access to these bolts behind the water pump, but you clearly see there's oil here and whatnot. Now let me show you the ready covers. Again, I don't accent a lot of attention on cleaning inside. This is just to compare the two. I cleaned it just a little bit, so this is the ready to go cover, except that I degrease it first and then silicone it. And this is how this little cover looks. So this one goes here, and again, I'm going to degrease it before I silicone it and seal it. So this is where it goes, right there. Now the camshaft actuator, the magnet, I basically just sprayed it a little bit because, you know, comparing the two, I mean, this one, the one on the right looks quite ugly, so I'm going to also spray it with a little bit of a silver paint. That's all I had laying around. And I also will put some silicone around the connector just for good measure. The surface is ready, again, to be degreased and siliconed. Now this is, the valve cover itself is magnesium, very, very, very delicate material. The casting is really, really rough, so I did my best on polishing this thing just to be as smooth as it could be, because you cannot take much of the material here. It might not seal very well. But this is Mercedes original cast, so it's pretty terrible, to be honest with you, but it works. I also clean up a little bit around here. That's for timing chain guide. Not timing chain guide, I'm sorry, the timing chain, yeah, timing chain guide. There is a seal for the oil separator, whatever. There's a little bit of a gasket. So again, I don't go crazy on cleaning the outside, because if this stands out too much, then just quick 1-2 passes and that's it. But it looks decent. This is already oxidation that's inside the metal, so that you can't really get to it unless you repaint the whole thing. So this is our passenger side valve cover, again degreased, new gasket, and off it goes. And lastly, I'm also changing these timing chain guides. This was already installed. This one I will replace. Although they're not broken, they're pretty brittle already, so you can feel that, you know, a little bit of the, just a little more force and it'll just crack. So you don't want that, because then the chain starts slapping, so we don't want to do that. So I wanted to replace it because quick access, might as well do it now. And the very last thing is the timing chain guides. Where's my light? Light, please. No light? That's just great. Okay. Let's see if I can give you some. Just want to show you those. Yeah, there we are. See this plastic piece right down there where the light shines? The tip is still intact, so the guides are in place. They're not broken. So we want to just leave them there for now, so you, like I said, you enjoy your car a little bit, and then we'll deal with them later. I don't know if camera picks anything up. I can't see nothing on the camera, but the guide is there. So this one is there. The one for the timing chain tensioner is definitely there, because they don't break. This one is also there, and deeper in I can't see, like visually I can see that it seemed to be fine. There is no cracking or anything. So yeah, this is fine. And there's another lower guide right down there, which is also in place. You see right there where the light is. It's not cracked or broken, which is good news. And it goes all the way down I don't know if camera does pick this up, but looking at it, I see that it is fine all the way. So that's good news. So this is what we're gonna do. Just gonna leave them in place for now, for a couple of years. Excuse me, I was just very sick recently. And yeah, so I think we're in good shape here. We'll do the covers, we'll do the valve cover gaskets. I will replace this hose, it just broke. And yeah, we'll leave it to it. There's another thing that I have an issue with. I replaced that connector, electrical connector on the transmission, and it's leaking. This is horrible. I'm gonna have to replace it again. It was brand new, but aftermarket. This time I'll put the dealer connector in. That's a bummer, because I mean, seriously, I gotta do this again. That's just not cool, but it is what it is. It's what you get for using these aftermarket parts. But sometimes you have, I just happen to have it, so I had it on my car, aftermarket one. It's not leaking, and on some other customers' cars, but this one for some reason is leaking, so I'm gonna have to revisit the connector on the transmission. Okay, so I think I went through this all pretty well, and I'll first start to seal up this side while it's sealing off. The silicone is setting. I'll leave it overnight. Then I'll start on this side, because cleaning and polishing and getting surface prepped, because it has to be as smooth as you can get it, so there will be no leaking. The silicone goes here, the rubber goes here, so you want this to be sealed well, very, very smooth, like this stuff. I mean, it's more or less okay, but you see all of this residue from old gasket and oil and whatever. That doesn't make a perfect sealing surface, so I want to this has to be cleaned off. But again, you can't take out lots of material, so that, I mean, at least that's how I do it. I try to polish it as much as I can, so there is at least material taken off, least metal taken off. Like, see, this black stuff is embedded, and I'm not going to really go for it, because I'm gonna start digging the metal. I'm gonna be cutting the metal out. I don't want that. I want it to be as high as possible, so I don't want it to really damage the metal. I don't want to remove it, so I just want to clean it as much as I can. This is all original stuff, so that's where we are. Okay, so I'll keep cranking on. The camshaft advancer is fine, it's not stuck. That's good news, and I'm pretty happy with the way it looks, so I'm okay. Yes, there is a little bit of brownish stuff. I mean, it's 120,000 miles. It's okay. Once you start using synthetic oil, it should clean up a little bit. And yeah, because most likely they use regular oil, therefore it looks a little yellow. But again, it's a 120k engine, so you're not, can't expect it to be brand new. It's used, so that's fine. But this is nothing. I don't see no sludging. Very important stuff. Like really, like maybe a little bit of a hint of sludging right in that opening right there, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't see sludge and stuff. I mean, I have engines where you have sludge all over, like in bolts, and terrible. This is not bad. It's just dirty oil. That's all it is. It's not a problem. In my book, it's not a problem. This can all clean off well. And yeah, so I'm gonna get these. Wow, this is stuck. What the hell? There. So yeah, I'm gonna just change all of these things, and I'm gonna take this cover in my workshop into a parts washer and clean it off. You also want to work on this kind of job, you want to do it when there is no wind. Well, because I work outside, so I like working outside, to be honest with you. So you don't want no wind, because there's gonna be a bunch of stuff flying in the engine. You don't want that. You want it to be as clean as possible. All right, so today it's very steady day. As you look at the trees, nothing. There's no wind at all. So that's why I picked this day to do this. Okay, so we're good to go. This hose right here, this is soft, so you see what I'm saying? It's like you touch stuff, it falls in. You don't want that. But that's nothing. That's not metal or anything. It's gonna be fine. So yeah, so this is it for now. And I'm not gonna make video on the other side. I'm just gonna do it and put it all back together. It's gonna be the same as on the left. Same way I'm gonna do the right side. All right, so this is all. This is Victor at restoringmercedes.com. Thank you for watching.